Okay, so Alana, thank you for sharing your story on the roundtable. So this is the one-to-one session now where we can just elaborate a little bit more on your story, and myself and Lewis can try and provide as much guidance and advice as possible. So can you just elaborate a little bit more into your journey and what you want to do?
So I think before I said a little bit about it, but basically I've grown up with various disabilities, medical health conditions, physical health conditions, mental health conditions, and I spent a lot of time being told I couldn't do stuff. Yeah. And then when I became a freelancer, there was no help out there for me. I couldn't work a full-time job because I can't physically work 9 to 5, 5 days a week. But now I probably work more as a freelancer because I'm working every evening, I'm always on my phone, etc., going to meetings, doing photo shoots. But I work probably harder than someone would in a 9 to 5. But because I can't commit 9 to 5 Monday to Friday because of medical appointments and stuff, I can't work a full-time job. So I thought, well, there must be so many other people out there like me that have that issue, and they can't maybe go to uni to learn their craft, they can't maybe get a full-time job or learn what they want to do. And I am also, so now I'm a photographer, full-time fashion photographer and studio owner. And I've also realised that with photography studios, a lot of them are in like old mills. Mine's in an old mill. When I first joined, it was accessible, the lift was working, but because it's an old mill, the lift is very, very old, and the lift is now no longer working. So I work with a lot of disabled clients, like being disabled myself. I work with Disability, the agency, quite a lot as well. And I think that there should be more accessible studios which are for a lower price point and places where people can learn stuff, people can have events they can attend, etc. And like Lewis was saying earlier, I think having an agency and helping disabled creatives find the work as well would be amazing. Because, like I said, I've not worked, I couldn't work a full-time job. Yeah. And a lot of people know people because of where they've worked before. Yeah. That's a lot of what networking is. I've been to a lot of networking events where I walk in and people are basically holding hands because they all know each other and I'm the odd one out. But things need to be better for people with disabilities or additional needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my idea.
No, that's great. And, I can see this kind of inspirational journey kind of coming into effect. And I know you've got a passion for it. And I know you spoke about it with Lewis at the round table, talking about helping people into employment. There's two different factors there. You can help people become freelance like yourself because you've got a fantastic story behind you. And people don't have to go into that 9 to 5 if they are having issues with it. But as you said at the round table, I think just supporting people in any job they could possibly find, because that might be a huge issue for them. And what I've noticed in my years in recruitment, there's a lot of companies that actually promote being, it's called Disability Confident. Yeah. And they have kind of a certified badge because they have to have some kind of reasonable adjustments and certain accessibility routes that they have to have. So I think kind of focusing and actually speaking to these companies, they could be large or small, is really, really big because they want to promote it. They're trying to. And where some companies might not be as great with dealing with disabilities in their workspace or however it is, I think focusing on those disability confident to have a client base to make sure that they can support them is a big part.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the giving back element, which you had mentioned to me earlier, if you're able to start something, an agency where you're able to get people work, you'll get that gratification from yourself. You can also turn it into a business. You're also helping people get work, which is the main goal. That in itself is really a recruitment agency. Yeah. You could look at a couple of tools that are out there. So there's there's permanent work that people have, where people are getting monthly salaries, but that might not apply. So I'd maybe suggest looking down the route of contract work. Yeah. So you can speak to a lot of these big businesses that might have needs for events for photographers, and you can tap into your story. Yeah. Tap into this is what we're about, and these are the types of people who will need hourly work. Yeah. So they might want to go to an event where there's a Christmas party and to video it, to take pictures, and other areas which you can focus on. I know photography is your core part, and you could get some really decent contracts with some big businesses that are in the centre of Manchester
Yeah.
and in London. And you could effectively build out sort of like a contract recruitment book, right?
Yeah.
Because you'd be getting them work for certain hourly rates, and you could assist people that might not be as good with the business aspect of it, and
Yeah.
say, look, I'm getting you £40 an hour here. I've got you 4 hours of work next Friday, and here I'm going to arrange this for you. You take your small cut for it. You've generated a business for yourself, and you've helped out your community and what you're trying to build.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that if you do need any guidance on that, I do have my own recruitment business,
Yeah.
and have some good contacts that help actually on the front of funding
amazing.
doing contract books, as I'm sure you will as well.
Absolutely.
And I could even suggest some companies that would be worthwhile reaching out to, because it's big in my field within finance, diversity and inclusion
Yeah.
policies that they have, as I said before. And they will most definitely want to speak with you, as long as you put your story out there properly
Yeah.
and put it out and are committed to getting your message out there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be able to get people work off the back of it as well, and that would be your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic to hear that you're doing that, and you're very passionate for it. So I'm sure you'll be very successful.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you so much for watching, everybody.